Question, what do SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, 2007, and 2008 have in common? Answer, GM mode. Some people miss it, some people want it back, some people think it sucks, some people think it's overrated. But however you might personally feel about it, I highly suggest checking out what I'm about to show you. So this is journeyofwrestling.com, and yes, that is the new Legacy Inc. logo. I gotta give these boys a shout out as usual because I'm late, as always, to these types of things. I saw them playing this on stream the other day. It looked so friggin' cool. And, you know, the developer put their logo on the friggin' home screen, which is so cool. Like, the more recognition they get, that just makes me very happy because they definitely deserve it. But I'll stop giving them the damn compliments. Let's get into what this is actually about. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna go ahead and start a new game. Okay, as you can see, it's a lot of text, a lot of stuff going on. I'm gonna explain what everything is so that you guys can start one up for yourself and have some fun with it. There's a paid version and a free version, but as soon as you sign up with a brand new account, it gives you 5 day, I think it's like a 5-day free trial. So you get all the paid features, everything for 5 days completely free, and then you can upgrade to the full version after that. So I'm just kind of gonna make this as straightforward as possible. You can pre-select scenarios that the community already made, such as, you know, actual companies that exist. WWE is over here, or the dawn of the World Wide Wrestling Federation. You know, it could go back to 1963. All kind of different scenarios that you can either create yourself or just use ones that other people have created. I'm gonna just do one short and sweet. It's gonna be NXT versus AEW versus WWE. What else did I want to do? Run weekly shows. Yes. Draft the main rosters and keep everything else normal. So we set up a draft. We got the rosters good to go. It's NXT versus AEW versus WWE. And now we're going to go ahead and start the draft. And this is where it starts to get pretty cool. So this is your main dashboard. You currently have 2,000 creative points, which is kind of like your currency to use for putting together certain types of matches and making certain things happen, etc. And 39,000 fans we currently have here at NXT. No messages at the moment. Why we got no messages? Why would anybody message me? We didn't draft anybody. We're gonna go ahead and start a roster draft. And already off the bat, okay, we're drafting second. AEW takes Tommaso Ciampa. We can draft pretty much anybody that has been set up on this roster already. So I'm gonna go ahead and make pick, and you can see everybody that's available. The blue guys are part-timers. John Cena, Ronda Rousey, Brock Lesnar, 5 appearances. You only get 2 appearances out of John Cena, but he's got a 900, I think, is their popularity. So obviously extremely popular. Undertaker with 2 appearances left. As you can see, drafting anybody you want on this entire roster. My number 1 overall pick for NXT, though, is of course Xavier Woods. So it gives you a breakdown. He's a face right now, 700 popularity. His work rate is 2 out of 3, charisma 3 stars. I think his popularity is his over percentage, 64%, and his morale, he is currently happy where he's at. Well, that doesn't matter because I'm drafting you to NXT. Oh God, WWE takes Bray Wyatt and Johnny Gargano goes to AEW. So as you can see, pretty straightforward with how you draft here. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this because, like, here, John Moxley, here we go. Look, you get a little graphic of him. Majority of people have graphics too, so it gives you a pretty cool, just like visual appearance of what's going on with your draft and with your rosters and stuff. But you can actually also import and create custom characters of your own. So like I said, right now I'm using a pre-existing scenario of someone that created AEW, NXT, WWE rosters. You can go ahead and create your own friggin' roster of Michael Husenbottom, you know, and Jackson Montgomery. I'm making these names up. You could make anybody you want, or you can edit people that are already in the game. It's completely up to you. The thing that I was really impressed about when I watched them play this is the freedom that it lets you have. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff that you're able to do. It's just like, it's sick. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and just finish this draft off real quick, and I'll show you who we got at the end of the draft. All right, so I went through about my first 15 picks. I'm gonna go ahead and simulate the rest of the picks. So it'll go finish off all of our rosters, and we can see who's who and who's going where. Woods, Moxley, Rollins, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Io Shirai, Kairi Sane, Alexa Bliss, Darby Allin, Rey Mysterio, Cody, Jeff Hardy, Undertaker, Tony Storm, Pete Dunne, Keith Lee, Phoenix, Baron Corbin, Christopher Daniels, Drew McIntyre, Cain Velasquez, Drew Gulak, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ember Moon, Asuka, Bailey, Aleister Black, R-Truth, Dash Wilder, Danny Burch, Joaquin Wilde, Austin Theory, and Luke Harper. 35 deep. I think these guys get a little bit more because their companies are a little bit bigger, allegedly. Especially that WWE company. Ugh. But without further ado, let's go ahead and end the draft and see where we're at. So now if you go ahead and check your messages, goals for this year from Triple H. I'm giving you the following goals for this year. Make Keith Lee a main eventer, win 1 Match of the Year award, hold 1 4.75 star or higher event. Complete them and I'll award you a significant amount of creative points. We need those to do cool stuff with our roster, with our shows. Part-timers. The following part-timers have signed on: Undertaker, Cain Velasquez, Brock Lesnar. Potential contract changes. They're thinking about retiring. Undertaker, Christopher Daniels, Christopher Danger, and R-Truth. The following superstars are thinking about becoming part-timers: Chris Daniels, Jeff Hardy, Asuka, Rey Mysterio, Nakamura, R-Truth. All right, y'all got to figure out if you're retiring or becoming part-timers, because I gotta figure out what's going on with my company here. We have a talent relations manager. We can talk to our production team, scouting, training, medical, staff members, company facilities, all this stuff. You can manage yourself, whereas over here in the staff, you can view who you currently have working for you and working with you, and you can either release them, fire them, hire new people, or just kind of see what their current status is. So right now we got just level 1s across the board. Maybe Jimmy Spencer's doing a really crappy job, and I just want to fire his ass. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. I'll leave him be for right now. He got kids. I'll leave him be. In the job section, you'll see all your goals, Keith Lee main eventer, all the stuff we went over. Activity is going to show you everything that happens during your year, during your season, whatever you want to call it. So obviously we haven't done anything yet, so nothing is going to be there. Now, let's just get to the meat and potatoes here. Let's go ahead and book our show. So our first show is going to be NXT TakeOver Down Under. So we have a pay-per-view show right off the bat. All our titles are vacated. We have no champions. So we're going to set up a bunch of title matches and go from there. There's a couple things we could do. So let's set up the main event for the NXT Championship. Pulling it out of my butt. Seth Rollins versus, I want to face versus heel. So let's go Seth Rollins versus, there we go. Shinsuke's a heel. So you can just hover over whoever you have on your roster and it'll tell you if they're a face or they're a heel and all that stuff. Like it's very, very well set up and it makes it just super easy to navigate. So there you go. Main event set up for the NXT Championship, Nakamura versus Rollins. Okay, we can do all that type of stuff, right? We want a multi-person match, you can do a multi-person match. Triple threat, tag team, whatever. Or we can do a gimmick match. So now this is where your creative points come into play. Steel Cage is 70, Ladder for 100, War Games for 160. And these other ones you have to actually unlock by playing through and getting, certain ratings and accomplishing a bunch of different things. So let's go ahead and set up a ladder match, okay? A multi-person ladder match. So we can put 3 people in this, but just put R-Truth, Keith Lee, and The Undertaker. In a 3-person triple threat ladder match. Book it, baby boy. This match can only be held for a championship. Okay, that makes sense. So we'll do it for the NXT North American Championship. Oh shit, who did I pick? R-Truth. I forgot to pick R-Truth, Keith Lee, and Undertaker, I think, right? R-Truth, Keith Lee, book it. Bam. Look at that. 2 matches on my card already. You need a minimum of 4. You can have a maximum of 8. However, maybe I don't feel like doing that. Maybe I'm lazy. Auto. Booker. Now here's where it gets pretty cool. As if it hasn't been getting cool this whole time. You can change what kind of booking you want. You want quality booking, something that really stands out, a good show. You want standard booking, like, there it is. Monday Night Raw, whatever. Long-term booking. Little slow burns and stuff. Bizarro booking. Stuff that don't make no sense. That already catches my eye. Or just flat out terrible booking. Let's go with Bizarro booking. So we will add matches to the card. So I'm gonna leave these here already. An automatic number of matches, whatever. And let's see what kind of Bizarro stuff they come up with for the rest of my card. You know what? Go ahead and book it. What do we got? Cain Vasquez, I said. Cain Vaseline versus Phoenix in a who's the better wrestler match for the NXT North American title. The Kabuki Warriors versus Sasha and Bailey for the NXT Tech. Like, these don't sound... Austin Theory versus Brock Lesnar in a submission match. These don't sound too bizarro. You know what? Let me run that back. Let's try terrible. I want to see what terrible... I'm just going to replace everything. Let me see what terrible gives me. Auto booking will remove all book matches. Sure. You know what? I want to see what terrible booking gives me. Main event, Undertaker versus Christopher Daniels. War Games match, Ember Moon versus Bailey. Disrespect, Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. A grudge match, R-Truth versus Pete Dunne. Toni Storm versus Becky versus Alexa. NXT Women's title, Asuka versus Io Shirai. That's sick. And a grudge match, Drew Gulak versus Jeff Hardy. Okay, so allegedly this is supposed to be the most terrible booking possible, okay, for my NXT TakeOver Down Under show. I don't necessarily think that's true, but we're gonna go ahead and find out. So after you got everything booked, you like what it is, click on play. Training roster call up. I don't want to call anybody up right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. And here, you are now at your show page. From here, there are a handful of things you could do. You can click on who you want to win, and it'll just give the win to that person. You can click simulate, and it'll auto pick who it wants to win based on a random number of algorithms that I'm not familiar with. Or, you can add your own finish. Again, sometimes these creative points are going to come into play. Interference, cheating, distraction, countout, these are all free. But if you want some cooler stuff, double pin, time limit draw, squash match, then you got to start paying a little money. And the special ones unlock later once you get a little deeper into the situation, I believe. So for now, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get an interference DQ in there. Select interfering member. Who's going to interfere in this? We're going to have Cody interfere in this NXT Championship. Oh, God, this is for the NXT Championship. And it's the first thing on the card? Oh, no wonder it's terrible. Okay, Cody is gonna interfere. No, actually, I don't want it. I don't want interference DQ finish for the title. I want a cheating finish for the title, which is fine. Jeff Hardy versus Drew Gulak, and it's actually gonna be Drew Gulak winning the NXT Championship by cheating in a three and a half. It looks like 3.5 star match. Grudge feud started between Drew Gulak and Jeff Hardy. NXT Championship losing a little bit of prestige there because it was we crowned a champion after being vacant, and the finish was a cheating finish. It wasn't a clean finish, so the prestige of the title went down a little bit, which is understandable. Next match, let's continue on. Here we go. We got some pictures here. Asuka versus Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm gonna just go ahead and simulate that, and Asuka picking up the women's title in a 4.25 star. Okay. Greatest wrestler feud has started between Asuka and Io. Asuka is starting to get over with the fans. So her overall this year is starting to increase, which is great. NXT Women's Championship prestige increased. Looking good for that title. Moving right along. See how it works? You can pick if you want to push a certain superstar. Let's say I want to push Alexa. I'm going to make sure Alexa wins this triple threat match. Anything special happen here? No, slow start, 3.25 stars, and average, whatever. Alexa picking up the win. But if you want to specifically push somebody or bury somebody, you can do that for yourself. Add finish to this one. You know what? Let's make a funky finish. Distraction. Who's gonna distract R-Truth? It's gonna be Kairi Sane. Ooh, hi, Robert Truth. And we're gonna simulate it. And let's see what happens. Oh, but R-Truth wins anyway. Distraction from Kairi. Wait, was Kairi? Oh, I was like, wait, was Kairi in the match? I didn't see her picture there before. Grudge started between R-Truth and Pete Dunne. So only, 2.75 stars. Damn, this show sucks. Man, they were right. This is terrible booking. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Run it back one more time. Hey, can we put a cool finish in this? Double pin, time limit draw. Squash or squash somebody. No, let's run it on its own. Let's go ahead and run it on its own. I'm using up one of Brock's appearances, and Brock Lesnar defeats Roman Reigns in a 4-star banger. Okay, a disrespect feud has started. Good for y'all. Don't run it back again, though, please. No one wants that. Ember Moon versus Bailey in a War Games match with no title on the line. Just two ladies beating the snot out of one another in War Games. A 3.25 star War Games match that Bailey winds up victorious on. She's starting to get over. Asuka's starting to get over. We're feeling good. And now it is time for our main event. The Undertaker versus Christopher Daniels. Let's see what the finish is. Baby boy, The Undertaker. This show sucked. This show is so bad. Oh, man. So there's our show. There's our show results. Those are star ratings. Everything that happened throughout the show, they show you here. Everybody is updated in real time once everything goes on. And continue on to see your final star rating after the event ends. 3.5 stars. A pretty average show, and we got 60 creative points out of it. And now we can continue to wrap this up. So now WWE gained 300 fans. AEW gained 200 fans, and we lost 500 fans with that horrible, horrible show. Let's check some messages. Oh, I gotta finish one. Okay, let's continue this. So now that show is done. Completed in the books, and now our upcoming event is the NXT Weekly Show, and we got 2 shows to go until our next pay-per-view. Rinse and repeat. Release people, re-sign people, push people, bury people, give people titles. Ooh, submissions matches are quite hot these days. Okay, Triple, they're gonna give you advice, tell you who's gaining popularity. Undertaker's on his last appearance, gonna give you updates to what people are doing, so make sure you check your messages often. Keep your eye on your creative points. You want your fans to go up, obviously. You don't want them going down. And from there, just book the show of your dreams. You want segments? How about a backstage interview? How about a heated promo, spirited promo, promo battle, push-up contest, singing contest, spooky trick, backstage barbecue, squash, mass attacker, kidnapping, midget impersonation, contract signing, unlikely partners, all etc., etc. Whatever you want, it is all right here. This is seriously cool. Shout out to the creators of Journey of Wrestling. I had to show this to you guys. A super cool way to do your GM mode. Like I said, it's free for 5 days, and I think it's like $15 after that. Do whatever you want from there. All the features are unlocked with the full upgrade, and this is really cool. I could see people putting a lot of time into this because it's very straightforward. It's very easy to use. It's visually nice. It's not too clunky. There's not too much crazy stuff. There's enough stuff to keep things fresh. It could be really cool. This could be a really cool way for people to book their universe modes or just their GM modes, whatever, you know? Very, 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 very well done. Shout out to Journey of Wrestling. Hats off to those creators. And of course, shout out once again to New Legacy for doing this type of stuff. Always finding these little amazing diamonds in the rough when it comes to these little wrestling games. And it's great. So if you guys like this, make sure you hit that thumbs up button as hard as you possibly can. Go check it out for yourself, journeyofwrestling.com. And if you want to see more of this type of stuff, again, let me know down in the comments and check it out for yourself. Thank you guys for stopping by. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on. Stay tuned for much more. I'll see you next time. Peace.